If you don't have good stickers, you're not going to have good lumber. It's just that simple. Yeah, exactly. Now I guess while I'm covering, I might as well get into a thing about stickers. I wasn't planning it, but I do get a lot of questions on it. So, okay, we're gonna shift gears and I will go off on a tangent. And this video will cover stickers because I got a ton of questions on them. But I'm looking at this. This is certainly a bad one. So this is typically how I don't want to do this. The stress is going up and down, spreading apart right there. But I really don't, I'm doing live edge slabs, I really don't want that big crack right in the middle. Yeah, there's that stress. I don't know if you'll be able to see it on the camera, but I can certainly see it. See one more. Point it out to you. While the saw's running, it's always safe to do that. So, this is bowing up like that. That's what's making these entire boards go up. But at least I'm getting boards that don't have really big checks in them. I always rotate the heart down, the ugliest part of the pit, because that board is called the dog board. It's going to be the worst board of the whole batch. And I really don't want to mess with it till the end, so I'm just going to wait and see how bad it looks. Yeah, it don't look too bad on this side. There is some stress, but 7 inches on the height of the can. So this may be about as far as I can go and still get some decent 8/4. This one's got a pretty nice crack in it. Doesn't look like it goes that deep though. It only looks like it goes a couple inches. Well, that's a good sign. We're gonna go into pattern mode. 2 3/8. That's the spot. So sometimes logs, like people, get more interesting the older they get. Their sugars start to turn a little bit, and they get a little more colorful. Not that anybody would ever accuse me of not being as sweet as I was when I was young. But anyway, so let's look at these logs here. And yeah, it's got these cracks that we all see. And as I said, hopefully they won't go in more than a foot, which looks to be almost exactly how far they're going in, which some people don't mind these kinds of cracks on their live edge slab. I'll dry them anyway and leave them in there, but I can always cut them off and get some 6 and 7 footers. And then you start to see this log again where it has changed, the sapwood has changed colors, kind of half getting to a little bit of spalt, but certainly that's a much different look than a pristine cherry would be. As we look over here, you can see these are those boards I took off, and same thing with those big cracks. They go in about a foot and then they stop. And if I'm lucky when I dry them, they'll be arrested right there by the stickers, at least the first stickers. This pack had some stress. This pack had some stress in it right here. This one not so much. So, I mean, those are some pretty nice boards. So I did get some pretty good live edge slabs out of those. I got some pretty nice 8/4 boards. I guess in some ways I'm a professional lumber stacker-upper. These have got a lot of character to them. These are actually pretty sweet. And people are going to come up and they say, well, I want a big table. And the question is, how are you going to do it? And the simple is this is called filler boards or filler wood. You take a narrower slab like this, you rip it, you spread it out, you take this board right in the middle and you just added 7 inches to it. So that's one of the techniques for getting a much wider slab, but I don't mind these boards that much, even though there's no way they would match up with traditional high-grade cherry because they just have too much color to them, but they will make perfect filler boards. If you don't have good stickers, you're not going to have good lumber. It's just that simple. Now, I have made my fair share of stickers in the past. Most people that get new sawmills, that's what they do. They will make their own stickers. Typically they're 3/4 inch by 1 inch, about 4 feet long. I mean, you can make them as long as you want. Typically you don't want them sticking out past the edge a whole lot. And then at some point, people notice that they start to have what's called zebra stripes or sticker stain. And that's where the stickers, the moisture being trapped under the stickers, between the wood and the sticker, doesn't dry as fast as the wood does, and a little mold grows under there. When you pull the wood apart, even if you air dry it or you take it out of the kiln, guess what? It's got pretty little zebra stripes on it. Sometimes they will plane out, sometimes they will not. Those are a bad day. Most of your sticker stain is going to occur before the wood gets down to 20%. Once you get below 20%, it starts to get pretty hard to sticker stain wood. If you're down in the 15%, it really doesn't make any difference. It's almost impossible to sticker stain wood. The most critical time to properly stick your wood boy, that could come out wrong, is when it's straight off the mill. That's when your stickers need to be right. That's when your sticking job needs to be right. And I've covered that in other videos, but basically I like 16-inch on centers. You want to get your stickers pretty close to the end of the boards, because as the boards dry, whether they have anchor seal on or not, but more importantly, if they don't have any kind of greenwood sealer on the end, they're going to start to crack. And most of the time, the major drying cracks are going to be arrested or stopped at the sticker. If you put your sticker a foot in, well, you may have cracks that go, they probably won't go a foot, but they'll go 6-8 inches. If you put your sticker, 2 inches from the end, then your end cracks from drying too fast are probably going to stop right at the sticker. I like somewhere between 1.5 inches, 2 inches. If you get them too close to the end as you're moving a stack around, it falls apart and the stickers come loose, and then that's a bad day as well. So stickers are important. Now I guess while I'm covering, I might as well get into a thing about stickers. I wasn't planning it, but I do get a lot of questions on it. So, okay, we're going to shift gears and I will go off on a tangent. And this video will cover stickers, because I got a ton of questions on them, and it really is important. It seems so stupid and easy, but it's like it can ruin your day and ruin your pack. And it is one of the few things that just plague sawyers for their entire career. It is that important. Now, that being said, I have tried a lot of different stickers. Being an engineer, I always think somebody will invent a better sticker. The first one is the one I've already talked about that everybody's familiar with, which is trapping moisture under the stickers and causing mold. That's pretty prevalent in some hardwoods like oak, especially. You'll see it. And it looks bad, but most of the time that will plane out. So you get these real pretty zebra stripes. Doesn't typically go that deep, and you can get your blood pressure up and you run it through a planer and they've planed out. On the other hand, if you're selling rough sawn wood that's been air dried or kiln dried and it's got zebra stripes on them, your customers aren't going to like that. So do something different. The other type of sticker stain is called enzyme stain. It's where the sugars in the wood, especially in the summertime, react to the heat. And since there's a board going perpendicular to the main face, it's going to react differently at that point. If it's a little higher moisture, if it gets a little hotter, if it gets a little cooler, and it will cause enzyme stain, which most people think is classic mold sticker stain, but in this case, the enzymes change color. And it is extremely difficult to plane out. Most of the time, that's really, really deep, and you can't plane it out. It'll go through the whole board. Let's say a 4/4 board. That's normal. That's normally going to occur on some species of whitewood, such as maple, especially soft maple, some poplars, pretty bad to do it in the south, and a few others, and it will have a very characteristic look. And unlike the mold sticker stain on oak that you can take a few swipes of the planer, it'll plane out, this stuff, it's there forever. Sometimes it gets worse. So that's two types of sticker stain. And then the third type of sticker stain is called reverse sticker stain. That's where your stickers are too dry, or so much drier than the wood that they're being placed between that they actually draw moisture out of the wood and dry that area faster than the rest of the board, and it will leave a light colored streak across the wood. A lot of times you won't even see that while it's happening, but you will see it when you take it out of the kiln and run it through a planer, or you air dry and run it through a planer, and you'll see these really pretty light colored stripes. That's not good. A lot of times those won't plane out. And some people call that ghost stain because it's like it's a ghosting of the wood. So those are your three major types of sticker stain or at least those are the three that I have to deal with. It's reverse or ghost sticker stain, enzyme stain in white woods or high sugar woods, and then just basic mold, trapped mold sticker stain. All three of those are not good. A problem with sticker stain is that when you're just starting out, you pay a lot of attention to what's going on. Because I've seen this a lot, and you're real conscious of sticker stain, and you're real conscious of sticker stain, and you try to avoid it. And at some point, you're going to be sawing more and more and more. And since you've been doing so well, you're going to stop doing so well. And then you're going to find out that you didn't just sticker stain a half a pack, you've sticker stained 10 packs of wood. Because, like I say, as you do more and more lumber, you start to concentrate on other things. And since sticker stain didn't seem to be a problem, you just kind of ignore it, you gloss over it. And the next thing you know, you're undoing pack after pack after pack. And it's like, oh my gosh, what have I done? So sticker stain is not something that goes away. The more you saw, actually it will become more prevalent the more you cut. And the damage can be worse because you're damaging more wood. Typically, it's worse in the south or the really hot climates. If it's hot and you're cutting maple with a lot of sugar, or you're cutting poplar and you're using stickers that really don't allow a lot of airflow under the sticker, yeah, you're gonna enzyme stain that wood. As a matter of fact, there are some sawmills in this area that really don't like to saw maple during July and August because they know it's going to be bad. So the colder months of the year are when you're going to see less sticker stain. Summer, you're going to see a lot more. Let's talk about materials of stickers. Whoop, stink bug coming at me, dive bombing me. I use mixed hardwood. I've used everything from cherry to poplar to oak to elm to beech to, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter up to a point. What does matter is if you're using species that you believe are going to transfer color to the wood. Walnut is a really highly colored wood. As you run it in a kiln, you'll notice that the color in the walnut from the heartwood, the extractives in the heartwood will run, kind of seep into the sapwood. And it looks pretty cool because it changes colors from, you know, the purple, it goes to blue, a little bit of red, and then it goes into the white sapwood, and it actually looks pretty cool. It's called running the color. You can do that in a kiln with no trouble in walnut. As you heat it up, it'll happen. That's exactly why you really, really want to avoid making stickers out of walnut. Because you put a dark sticker of a species that likes to have its color run, and you put that on your beautiful white glowing basswood, and you put that in a kiln, you're going to come out and it'll be like you took Sharpie marks and drew them across the white basswood. So there are some species that you do not want to use as stickers, but the general rule is nothing highly colored. And also as a general rule, you don't want to make your stickers out of any material that has a tendency to hold moisture like a sponge. So sponges are not good for making stickers. So there is some safety involved in saying make your stickers out of the same species you're sawing, because it is going to have the same moisture level, or it's going to have the moisture relief rate. And that does provide some protection, but after a while, you're going to have so many different species of wood you're sawing, maybe. You're going to have so many species of stickers, you can't segregate each species of sticker per that species of lumber. I mean, I can't do it. We've got thousands and thousands of stickers of all different species, ones that I've made, ones that I've bought. You just have to realize there's just some you don't use and others that you can. So As an engineer years ago, I got kind of involved in the sticker part of it. Of course, went in a deep dive. Some out of plastic. I was kind of a beta tester for a company that was wanting to make them out of composite, like fiberglass. They all had their good points, they all had their bad points, and the bottom line is I still have found nothing better than just a good neutral colored hardwood sticker. So that's the good news. If you make them out of PVC and you put PVC in a kiln and heat it up, it's going to squash. If you make your stickers out of metal, the tannins, the acids in oak or some other species will react very highly with metal, and you'll get what's called blue stain. And if you ever wondered why, sawmills have a stainless steel cap on the beds. Everything's stainless. That's to prevent the iron or the steel from directly touching the wood. I mean, stainless steel's fine, the actual metal from touching the wood, because that will cause blue stain. And I get questions on that a good bit. It's like, hey, I got this oak. It's got these weird blue stripes on it. What are they from? And I said, well, what are they from? And I said, well, basically match them up to the bunks on your sawmill or even the forks on your front end loader or your tractor, because that's where they're coming from. Even that brief instant when the oak touches the forks, if you leave it on there for a little bit, give it a try. You take it off, you look at it next day, it'll have a beautiful blue streak. There you go. Yeah. Good news is that will plane out, so don't worry about that. Most commercial sawmills, they've worn the paint down, they've worn the bed rails down, and if you see their oak, you're going to see blue scuff marks all over it. Now, you may also see that discoloration if your saw blade has lost its set and you're cutting, and you're packing sawdust. You'll notice that when you come back the next day, where the top of the board has a little blue tint to it, or little blue or black speckles, that's from the wood reacting to the steel. That's why you don't make stickers out of metal. You just don't. I was not impressed with the stickers made out of composite. I mean, they were okay, but I just didn't like them. The edges were a little too sharp. They caused some compression of the fibers. The two that I like the most, and I've got a video of me making one style. You can make those yourselves really easy. They're 90% effective. Are H profile. They're actually called profiled stickers, and you can buy them, or you can run them through a dado cutter and just munch them out. And basically, it looks like a goalpost, and the wood sits up on the top, and air can flow down the sticker so it doesn't trap it. Very effective. You can make thousands very quickly. But eventually I did find some that are better, and that's the ones I'm using now. And these are these profiled stickers, but these have these little flutes in them, and that lets the air go under them. And these are probably 95% effective in preventing sticker stain. I mean, you really got to work to sticker stain wood with these profiled stickers. I got boxes of them. I mean, we got sheds full. I'm not sponsored by this gentleman. I've known him for years. These stickers, I don't know what they cost anymore. I don't even bother to ask. I just buy a pack, about $1 a piece probably. But they do have this really cool fluting on them. And I think he makes them out of beech. Doesn't really matter. They're neutral, colored, and they allow airflow. And you really got to work to sticker stain with them. If you're interested in those, just send me an email, and I will forward you his contact information. Yes, you can build them. It's fine. Yes, I could build them. I can easily see how to build them, but I'm not going to do that simply because making stickers is his business, and in some ways I'm not gonna step on his business. I bought all the stickers that I need probably until we go out of business. I mean, they last a long time if you don't mistreat them. you'll last for years and years and years. I mean, you will eventually wear them out, but at that point, you're not having to buy just truckloads of them or pallets of them. You just buy replacements. And so they really are a good investment. If you're not gonna, I mean, if you don't want to just go whole hog, make some of your own and then see how those do, kind of get a handle of it, and then make some profiled stickers, some H stickers, and then maybe buy some of these other fluted stickers and just try them. And you know, one of the issues that we have is, for example, if I've got, you know, a pack of wood in the kiln and I damage it, I'm damaging the wood far in excess of the price of a bundle of stickers. So that's kind of the way I look at it. If you're a hobbyist and stuff, you got to look at it for more of financial pain. So you just, you know, basically it comes down to good stickers make good lumber, and if you're sticker staining your wood, you're doing something wrong. It can be avoided. So another thing I have a lot of comments on is people see my stickers are out here. I mean, yeah, I have a lid on them, but I don't have to keep them kiln dry. I do not want them kiln dry at 7%, because remember the reverse sticker stain or the ghosting? I actually want them to come back up to around 15% or normal air dry conditions. They typically won't cause sticker stain themselves at an air drying level, and they won't ghost the wood. And as I pull wood from the kiln, those stickers are too dry for me to use immediately. I put them in a bin over there, wherever, and I'll leave them in the bin until they come back up to moisture content. But the main thing is I'm not going to take them right out of the kiln and put them on a stack of green, even green cherry. Green being come off the mill, still green. You do not want to do that. Sooner or later it's going to bite you. A lot of times it's these easy things that make all the difference in the world, and that is one of the easy things to do. Just get enough stickers where when a load comes out of the kiln, you've got enough stickers to not have to use those. That's another thing you have to think of. Once you reach a certain capacity, I mean, when we first started, I was buying stickers and making stickers and buying stickers. Once you reach a certain point where your lumber yard is at capacity, you don't need tons of surplus stickers. You know, several extra crates are enough for 3 or 4 kiln loads or a month's supply or who knows what. Because your stickers are all in process, and you don't, you know, so there is an end to it. It's not like you just got to keep buying them because they're wearing out. The reality is good stickers, like I said, will last a long time. So that's an important thing to know. There is some end to the pain, whether you're making them or not. If you're making your own stickers and you're making them right then, or you're sawing wood the next day, remember how those are going to be really green. They're going to be right off the mill grain. Those have a high chance of causing sticker stain, especially in the summer. So you need to dry them out real fast. And here's how you do it. It's not rocket science. So you just cut these up. They're right off the mill or soaking wet. All you do is take a big wad of them, find the hottest piece of asphalt or concrete you've got, and just lay them out and let them cook. And then every hour or two, just kind of flip them over, kind of scooch them around. And by the end of the day, at least here in Alabama, they're going to be pretty dry. Now, yes, they may curve and bow a little bit occasionally when you do that because they're totally unconstrained. But don't worry about it because they're little bitty thin pieces of wood that is going between really heavy pieces of wood. And unless they are really out of shape, when you put them in there, they're going to settle flat and it's not going to be a problem. There is a chance that it's going to lift this board up, but the reality is that board right there is going to flatten that sticker out. And certainly the ones down there are going to flatten it out. And the first time it's dried, they're going to dry straight. I have this bin. It's the same with, I think we got it from Uline or something. you go to the kiln, you empty 3 or 4 kiln loads or whatever, you fill it up, you put the cover on it, let it acclimate, let it come up to moisture. You want to cycle your stickers. You want them to always be in a certain part of the process. They're either in the wood, drying, helping to dry the wood. They're either in the kiln, or they're either in a tote or something coming back up to moisture. And you want to just have like a cycle. You never really want to have them just a big wad of them that you don't touch for a year, because when that happens, bugs are going to get to them. And what you're going to be doing when you sticker the wood, you're going to be introducing bugs into your wood, or you'll also just be ruining your stickers. And if you invested in them, then you just wasted a lot of money. So that's a bad deal. Don't do that. You don't have to overbuy your stickers or overbuild them. Just enough. You'll know it when you get there. Some of the big local sawmills, sometimes you can go there and they will give you their broken ones for free. The reason they do that is because they're using automatic stackers and unstackers, and their stickers are, say, 8 feet long, because they're doing 8-foot wide packs of lumber, and they get broken. And the machines do not like to work with broken stickers, so they throw them in a big pile. And sometimes you can go over there and, kick the gravel and say howdy do and blah, blah, blah. Next thing you know, you're driving away with a pickup truck load of broken stickers that you just simply take home, and you cut them to your length, and you got a lot of really nice free wood. I'm trying to think if there's anything I've forgotten. I don't know. You guys, if I have left something out on stickers, put it in the comments. I'm going to try to cover it. Some people have said that they learn more from reading my comments and answers to questions than me actually talking on the video, but I understand, because back when you used to go to school, you could only learn so much from the professor while he's standing at the yakking, but if you went back and did your homework, you would notice that you were able to pick up a lot more things. And that's kind of the reason I'm doing the questions so in depth, answering the questions, because if you're going to go to the trouble to ask them, I ought to go to the trouble to answer them. Hope y'all have fun running your sawmill. It really is a lot of fun. I hope y'all enjoyed this video. Please comment and like and subscribe, please, if you will do that. I said please twice because it means a lot, and we will see you guys next week. Thanks for visiting our sawmill. Click on the links above to see more of our videos.